High Point, and to all our friends on Facebook. My name is Fola, and this today I'll be looking at our theme, the prophetic theme for the year, breaking out, which is in line with what we've been trying to do all week. This is our week of spiritual emphasis, and we're trying to emphasize or highlight one of the aspects in which we can break out. And today I'll be looking at breaking out and prayer, and I trust that God will give us some insight into the subject. I believe that prayer is very important, a very vital part of the Christian life. The Bible makes us to understand that we ought to pray and not to faint. Ought is an old English word which means that the believer should pray and should not stop praying. Praying should be a norm, a habit, something we do consistently. And I believe that prayer should not just be to express our need to God, but I believe that the real essence of prayer is so that we can express that we need God. And, looking at the prophetic promise breaking out, I believe that, when God gives a promise, we don't just go to sleep. Between the release of the promise, or between the prophecy and the performance, certain things need to take place. And I believe that one of the cardinal things that is required to take place between the prophecy and the performance is prayer. Prayer helps our prophecy or our promise to become a performance. Or put it this way, prayer helps the promises of God in our life to become manifestations or testimonies. That's what prayer does. Prayer is the means by which we go and collect the promise so that the promise becomes a possession in our lives. And that's very important for us to know. And that's why it's vital that Christians should give themselves to prayer. I'm going to use look at an example in the scripture, one or two examples. We'll look at the life of Elijah. Elijah in 1 Kings 18:41 said he hears the sound of abundance of rain. That was a promise God gave him. But Elijah didn't go to sleep. He went up the mountain to pray until he saw a cloud in the size of a hand of a man, and he was assured that that was the performance of the promise God gave him. And all his history, the Bible said, and there was a downpour of rain. So if there's going to be an outbreak of God's promises in our life, then we need to give ourselves to prayer. And so I want to encourage you that this year, let's make prayer a norm, something we do consistently, continuously, without fainting and without giving up. God bless you.